So, Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all of you. Okay, this is our first lecture actually lah, on construction technology course. So our first topic is introduction to the construction system. So this chapter will cover basic construction techniques, equipments, plans and method used in construction. So these are the subtopics that we are going to look for today. Okay, and at the end of this lecture, you must be able to identify various groups in construction industry, because when you do the construction, of course, there will be a team of construction member lah, that will do the construction in order to complete the project. And also, you must be able to identify what are the construction systems and what is the vertical construction, what is the horizontal construction, and you must be able to give example lah. Okay. That are the objective lah for this topic. Okay. So what is construction? What is construction? Shelter is the basic need of every human being. So that one is, I think everyone knows. Shelter is basic need, like building houses. Okay, so we need house. Okay, so think about what makes the house or school. Okay, so it is not just about you put the brick together. So it is actually a whole process, which we call it as construction. So it is actually construction is a process lah. So what is construction actually? So construction, actually it is a process that consists of you assemble building or you assemble infrastructure. So it is a process of assembling building or infrastructure. So that is construction. It is a process. Okay. Then okay, so construction is not just about you assemble building lah, okay? But it is also about you plan, you design, so you put everything together. So you imagine it like a big team working together to create something amazing, which is building or infrastructure. So at the center of it is the project manager. So you see here, project manager is one of the member in construction team. So project manager who makes sure everything goes smoothly. Okay, and they have a team with them, which help the project manager to supervise the project lah. Okay, like construction managers, design engineer, construction engineers, project architects, and each of these member, they have their special role, their own special role. Okay, and also the tasks involved in the construction, they are actually multitasking. So what is multitasking? So multitasking here means that more than work is done at the same time lah. So that is multitask. Okay? For example, in project planning and coordination. Okay? So before the construction begins, there are various tasks such as site planning, obtaining permits. You also need to do scheduling. You also need to coordinate with subcontractors. So all these tasks during the project planning and coordination, you have to do it at the same time lah, multitask. So project manager and their teams need to multitask all these construction activities to ensure that these activities, they are carried out smoothly. Okay, and also another example, once the construction starts, the first one example is during the planning and coordination. And once the construction starts, there are also multiple tasks that needed at the construction site as well. Okay? For example, while one team is excavating the site, another team might be placing or pouring the concrete, like for foundation, for example. Okay? And maybe another team, they might be erecting structural elements. Okay? So multitasking. Yeah, so each of these tasks requires careful coordination to avoid delay and to ensure safety. Okay. Okay. For the successful execution of project, of course we need effective planning lah. It is very important. You need to plan before you do the construction. Okay, so those who involved with the design and execution of the infrastructure, they must consider these 8 criteria. Okay, the environmental impact, scheduling, budget, site safety, materials availability, logistic, social cost, and also preparation of tender and document. So you must consider all these 8 criteria lah. Okay, when if you involved with the design and execution of the construction line of the infrastructure. Okay, the first one. Okay, we are going to look detail for each of the criteria. So the first one is the environmental impact. Okay, so before doing any construction, you should study the environmental impact on that area. Okay, so how you study that the environmental impact of that area? By doing the EIA. Okay, so the EIA. So EIA stands for environmental impact assessment. So you must do the EIA. Okay, so EIA is actually a procedure where you need to identify and also you need to evaluate effect of activities on the environment. So if you want to do construction in a site, so you have to do the EIA. You have to evaluate, assess whether the construction activity it will affect the environment or not. Okay, and also whether it affect the natural and social or not. Okay, you have to do the EIA. So by assessing the site project, for example, you can identify the potential impact. For example, like impact on the air quality, your water resources, biodiversity, ecosystem, and also human health. Okay, so you can make decision whether you want to proceed with the project or not. Okay, if let's say if you proceed with the project, decide maybe it has a negative effect, so you have whether you have to stop the project or you have to mitigate. You have to find solution in order to mitigate this negative effect. Okay, and many countries have laws and regulation which require EIA for certain types of project lah. But in Malaysia, EIA is a must lah. Okay, and conducting EIA, this will ensure that your project will comply with the environmental law and regulation. So it will help actually to prevent legal dispute and penalties if later on there's a problem in your construction project lah. Okay, so you must do the EIA. So that is the that you must consider. Okay. So you next is the second one is scheduling. Okay. So you also need to have proper scheduling on the project. Okay. So why? Because this will ensure that your project can be completed on time and within budget. So schedule also is compulsory lah. It's very important. Okay, in your project construction. Okay. And then budget. Budget also is very important. Okay. Budgeting in project actually it will prevent unnecessary cost. Okay, let's say your budget for that project is 1 million. If you don't check your budget, you don't control your budget, then the cost will increase lah, maybe 2 million. Okay, example lah. Okay, and also you need to allocate correct amount of budget to the construction activities. If the amount of your capital or your cost is sufficient, then you can actually it will smoothen the process of construction lah. Okay, so budget is also very important. Okay, so next is site safety. So site safety is no compromise lah. It is compulsory. Okay, since the construction site often hazardous. So the site workers, they may be exposed to various risks. Okay, so it is important to have site safety rules, okay, in order to protect the construction workers and others from death, injury, disease, and other health-related risks. So it is very important also, and this will decrease the risk of injuries to the workers as well as to the public. So you also need to consider the site safety. Okay. Next is the materials availability, whether the materials is available or not in your construction area. Okay, so when planning order, okay, you also need to check for this availability of the materials, and all materials must be available before the order can be released and executed. Okay, so let's say you want to order, but then material is not available, then how you can proceed with the construction work? Okay, so you have to check before you proceed with the construction. And this material, why it is important? Because the material availability, it directly affect project timelines, the timeline of your scheduling of your project lah. Okay, if the materials are available for that project, yeah, so it will enable construction to proceed smoothly, yeah, according to your plan schedule lah. Material available, then you can proceed with the construction. However, if the material is not available, for example, or if there is delay in receiving necessary materials, so this can slow down the construction project. So once the construction project progress slow down, so it will lead to a project delay. When your project delay, of course, there will be financial penalties. Okay, so materials availability also important. So next is logistic. So what is actually logistic? What is logistic? So it is about the movement of materials and equipment from where they originate to where the workforce needs them, from the factory, for example, to the construction site. That is the movements here, materials and equipment, we call it as logistic. Okay, so the materials and equipments need to be arrive on time. When you plan delivery or transporting of materials or equipment, make sure that the equipment or materials they arrive on time at your construction site and must be undamaged. Okay, so for example, like you move the precast, you transport the precast concrete. You can see in this picture example of transporting a precast concrete from a factory or from plant where it is made to the construction site, okay, the movement. Okay, so the material here is the precast. If you see here, example, this is the precast panel, so that is the material, and equipment is crane. Okay, the crane, and also there is a crew that will use them. Okay, so getting all these three components to the place at the same time is what logistic does. Okay, so that is about logistic. Okay, and then social cost. So social costs here, such as traffic, diversion route effect, noise, vibration, air pollution, dust, dirt, and so on. So do you need to, let's say, when you do highway construction, do you need to prepare for diversion route? If you need to prepare diversion of route, yeah, for the highway construction, then of course it will involve cost lah. Okay, like air pollution. Let's say you do the construction, you transporting of the raw materials to your construction site. Whether this activity will cause air pollution, or let's say when you want to drill, you do drilling, or you want to do piling work. Does this activity it cause noise pollution? So all this you must study, you must assess lah, and you must include in the social cost, because in order to solve all these activities, the problem, so you need cost lah. Okay, you must take into account lah all these social costs. Okay, and last, this one is the preparation of tender document. So preparation of the tender document, this is submitted by the contractor in response to invitation to tender lah. Okay, usually the client consultant, they will prepare a tender document, then the contractor will respond lah, by preparing the application for this tender. Okay, so usually tender documents, it includes preparation of the bill of quantities, who is the team that will execute the tender, summary of tender, and so on. Okay, so this one involve the specification and so on lah. Okay, so this is the last criteria lah that need to be considered when you do the design and execution of the construction project. Okay, so we look at the types of construction project. Okay, so in general, there are three types of construction in general. Okay, building construction, heavy or civil construction, and industrial construction. Okay, so what are the difference between all these three types of construction? Okay, first we look at this building construction. Okay, so building construction. So this is a type of construction which involve the construction of building, okay, such as houses, offices, schools, hospitals, shopping malls, hotels, recreational facilities, and so on. So there are many examples. So I'll just give you some examples of the building construction. Okay. And then the second one, the heavy and or structural construction. So heavy civil construction. So this one involves the construction of infrastructure project. Okay, usually it is characterized by large scale and heavy duty structures. So any project which is large scale and heavy duty structure, you can classify it under the heavy or civil construction. Okay. And this type of construction includes projects such as highway construction, bridge construction. You can see from the slide an example of bridge construction, and tunnel, dam, airport, railways, ports, water supply system, sewage treatment plant, and so on. Okay, so these are some of the example. Okay. And then industrial construction. Okay. So industrial construction involves the construction of facilities which is designed for industrial production. So manufacturing process, storage purposes. So any types of construction which involve the industrial, for example. So you can classify it under industrial construction. And this type of construction, for example, like factories, okay, construction of factories, warehouses, distribution center, power plant, okay, refinery. Usually refinery is for oil refinery, chemical plants, manufacturing facilities, assembly plants, and so on. So there are many example. So each type of construction, this construction project requires a unique team to plan, to design, to construct, and to maintain the project Okay. Okay. So, okay, construction people. Okay, construction people is a team which involved in the construction. Okay, so okay, normally people involved in construction, they are owner, okay, or client owner or client. So we have also the consultant, and the last one is contractor. So basically there are three types of people which involved in the construction owner or client, consultant, and contractor. Okay, so if you were to build anything, say a building, so we have somebody out there that is going to be the owner. You have money, you want to construct building, so you will be the owner of the project. So owner is the people that have these exclusive rights and control over the property of the building, the infrastructure you build. Okay, so that is the owner. And owner also, it can be a person or it can be a company. Okay, so owner also can be government. So actually, if government, this is the biggest owner in Malaysia in a country. Okay, usually if the government is the owner, it's the biggest owner in, for example, in Malaysia. So government Okay, private sector also can be owner. Corporate sector and developer, they also can be owner. Okay, let's say the owner is Malaysian government. So this is the example. Okay, Malaysian owner is the Malaysian government. So under the Malaysia government, there are federal government, And under the federal government, there is a state government. Okay? And it is divided into district office, town council, and last is the Malaysian citizen. Okay? So these are some example of agencies in Ministry of Work. So they also can be owner okay, in a project. For example, here JKR, okay, CIDB, Board of Engineer in Malaysia, and many others. Okay, so this is just example. Okay. Next is consultant. Okay, this one. Second one is consultant. So who is consultant? What is consultant? Okay. So the consultant or engineering consulting firm, this is actually the first construction personnel or company to consult when you have a proposed project to build. So you owner, you want to construct high-rise building, for example, hotel, for example. You have money, you want to construct hotel. So you have to meet with the consultants in order to get advice, in order for them to consult you. They will give consultation on the proposed project to build. Okay? And before implementation, okay, the construction will start with concept. Okay, you must have concept lah. For example, let's say you want to build for example, you want to build hotel, two hotels, and in the middle, between the hotel, there is a connecting bridge, for example. So you have the concept lah. And then after you have the concept, then you have to do planning. Okay, planning, and then design development, and last is the construction. Okay, so the consultant, they have expertise to conceptualize of whatever project in your mind. You want your building to be round. Okay, so you inform the consultant, so they will try to conceptualize lah, okay, the project, whether it is possible or not. Okay, so they are also involved in the project design and management aspect of the construction. Okay, and they also have design team, which composed of architects, mechanical, electrical, and civil or structural engineers. And all these team, they will work together to come out with a complete plan and design which needed to construct structure. Okay, so that is about consultant. Okay, so example of consultant, this is just example. Example, consultant professional is JKR. Okay, JKR. So this is the biggest construction consultant in Malaysia lah. Okay, so but normally we also have private company, consultant company lah. Okay, but the biggest construction consultant in Malaysia is JKR. So JKR, its core business is to give consulting firm services related to construction, project management service, and also maintenance management services. Okay, and JKR also divided into several divisions, okay, which are the infrastructure, building, and specialized engineering division. For example, infrastructure, you can see here, they have airport and port unit, road and transport unit, geotechnical slope unit. That is under infrastructure. So under the building sector, they have this general building unit, health work, education, and security unit. Okay, so this is under building. And under specialized engineering sector, they have the mechanical unit, electrical unit, until the architect unit lah. Okay, so they have the expertise lah to do the consultation work. Okay. Okay. So next is the contractor. So contractor is the last person in construction industry. So usually after the building permit has been issued by the authority, after the consultant already prepared document, tender document, specification, and all of that, it will then be awarded to contractor. Okay, so from owner to consultant, from consultant to contractor. Okay, so they will award this project to a contractor lah. And then selecting the contractor for project, this one actually involve project bidding. You have those consultant, they have to prepare tender, so contractor need to bid lah. Okay, the consultant, they will invite contractors. So meaning that there are many contractors actually lah. Okay, they will invite contractors to submit their quotation and the project proposal in order for them to select which one is the best, which contractor is the best contractor that can do the construction. Yeah, and this process later be decided by the client or by a consultant to whom the project will be awarded. Okay. And contractor or general contractors, they are involved in overall execution of the project under the management and supervision of the consultant. So they execute the construction, but the consultant will monitor. Okay, and also contractor, they are responsible for the implementation of the approved construction drawing. Of course, when you do construction, you must have drawing. Okay, so the contractor, they must follow the construction drawing prepared by the consultant. Okay, so the construction team, usually they compose of document controller, the construction team, the contractor they compose of document controller, architect, structural draftsman, site architect, site civil, QA, QC. QA is quality assurance, QA, QC engineer. So QA is quality assurance, QC is quality assurance and control. Okay, engineer, they also have safety engineer, project manager, resident engineer, and not to mention full labor force. Labor is important also. Okay, without labor, the construction activities cannot be done okay. Okay, and so on Okay, the electrician, mason, plumbers, steelman, and many others. Okay, so that is under the contractor. And this contractor also, they are responsible for the nomination of subcontractor and material supply. Okay, so usually contractor, we also have the subcontractor They sub the project, the activities the construction work, some activities of the construction work to the subcontractor. This one also can be done. Okay. So this is the class of contractor in Malaysia. So this one is in bahasa class of contractor in Malaysia. So as you can see from this table, the grade of the contractors, they are divided into 7 grades G1 until G7. Okay, so this one is actually based on their capital, the money the budget, the capital. For example, G1, the contractor grade G1 refers to company having tendering capacity of not more than 200,000. So not more than 200,000 is class G1. If you have capital budget not more than 500, then that one is classified under G2. Not less than 1 million, and not more than 1 million. That is under G3. If 3 million, G4, 5 million, G5, 10 million, G6, and for G7 is unlimited unlimited. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so building team. Okay, building team members, you can see in this figure. Okay, so of course the top person is the building owner as client, and then we have the quantity surveyor. So quantity surveyor, he or she is responsible to ensure the building project remain within budget. So more to calculating the budget for materials, okay, equipment, and so on. And then we also have this architect. So architect is responsible to envisioning the client's need and also the developing creative solution. You want your building to have maybe star shape, for example. So you told the architect will try to envision your concept. Okay, and also this architect, they must be involved in a from start to finish. From start to finish, to ensure that the client's vision is being implemented properly. Okay, and then we have consulting engineer. Consulting engineer will liaise with client to plan and to design the construction project and also to supervise with the construction activities. So that is the top 3 Okay, the top one is owner, and then quantity, surveyor, architect, and consulting engineer. Then it follows with principal contractor, okay, and nominated subcontractor. Okay, nominated subcontractor. So contractor, they are responsible to the implementation and operation of the building construction. Okay. And then we have this clerk of work, this one. Usually clerk of work, they will check the quality and safety of work on the construction site. And they will make sure the building plan and specification, they are followed correctly. There must be someone checking. Sometimes drawing show different, but the labor will do the, for example, the laying of the steel different. So there must be someone check lah, okay, whether the contractor, they are following the spec or not. Okay, so the rest are like the contractor, the contract manager, surveyor, estimator, buyer, and administrator. So estimator here is the person who is responsible for estimating the cost, material and labor needed to complete the project. Okay, so in general, these are the um, team members that involved in a construction project. Okay, and then next is the construction process. Okay, the construction process is not just how you build something. Okay, so actually it is a step involved around the building of something, the construction process. So it involves from a site choice to final inspection. The construction process will cover more than the actual construction phase itself. Okay, so the construction process is also long. Yeah, not 1 month you can complete your building construction. It's usually long and complicated. Year in years, then you can complete on unless if the project is a simple project like house construction of one house, so that one is less than 1 year lah, you can complete. Okay, so it is the process is long and complicated, which require you to organize multiple contractors. You have to apa ni, manage lah multiple contractors, and also expensive because it would involve money, budget cost, and also sometimes it also involve dangerous equipment, okay, large building site, owner, and timetable schedule. Okay, so construction process, they will involve all this. Okay, so in the beginning of the construction process, you need to recognize, you need to identify the need for the project. Okay, so what the project needs. You must able to determine and understand the project needs, okay, in order to come out with the right project tasks and activities. So you have to identify the need of the project, then you can come out with the right project tasks and also activities in the project plan. So this is when the client or owner, they dream up of building or they want to construct a they want to have a building in their mind or facilities that they want lah. So you must recognize what actually they need. Okay, so everything must be done with care to ensure successful construction later. Okay, and then second process, you need to determine the technical and financial feasibility. Okay, this is the second process. Feasible or not? You have money or not? How about the technical? Okay, you have to check all this in order for you to start the construction. Okay? So this determining the technical and financial feasibility. Okay, so this one involve how much startup capital, how much money you have, how much money is needed for that project. Okay, the sources of the money, the capital, and other financial consideration you have to look. Okay, and meanwhile in technical feasibility, you need to determine the materials and labor. Okay, that one fall under technical You have to check You have labor, you have the material. How about the logistic? And is there any new technology required for the construction project? You have to do some desk study lah. You determine the technical and financial feasibility. For example, let's say a small school looking to expand or extend its campus. So they might perform feasibility study. So they want to extend, they want to renovate lah, okay, the school to extend the classroom, for example. Before they do the renovation, they must perform feasibility study, okay, to determine the material available or not, okay, cost of the material, the labor cost, and how disruptive the project would be to the students, the public opinion of the expansion, and law that might have an effect on the expansion. So that is feasibility study. Okay, so all these must be studied before you come out with detailed plan of the project. Okay, so that is determining technical and financial feasibility. Okay, after you do the feasibility study, then the next process is you prepare details. You prepare detailed plan, specification, and cost estimation. Okay, so this is the third process. And then this followed with obtaining approval from regulatory agencies such as zoning regulation. Zoning regulation, you have to check whether the construction area is not exceeded to not exceeded the limit zoning lah. You have to check. You have to get the approval. You also have to check the building codes, okay, and also the environment. Okay. So the needs, idea, conceptual design, financial, legal consideration also considered under this process lah. Under this process. And then the fifth process, you have to provide details, design, budget, and also contract document. So budgeting is very important because this will ensure that the project can be completed within cost. So the project cost here, for example, labor, method, materials, contractors, and so on. So you have to consider all this lah under this budgeting. Okay, and then contract document here is referring to the written document that define basis of the contract, okay, including the parties' roles, what are the parties' responsibility, and what are the detailed description of work or services. Okay, so this one, for example, like drawing, specification, procedure, and so on. So that one all under the contract document lah. So when a party break the agreement of contract, for example, the written agreement will be used as a general reference on what the parties have agreed and determine who is really at fault. So it is also very important. We have three consultant, contractor. Okay, so they have to sign agreement lah. If one of the party they break the agreement, then they will refer back to the contract agreement in order to find out who is actually wrong. Okay. Okay, and the last one is the tendering. Okay, tendering, project offer, and construction work. So tendering here is a process for getting contractor and agreeing with the price lah. It's process you get contractor. Which contractor you select, okay, to give that project, to execute that project lah, the construction project. So it is a process the client or employer, they will invite the contractor to place a bid for the construction work, okay, and their bids usually based on the tender documents lah issued by the client. Okay? So the selected contractor will be given the project offer to do the construction work. Okay, so that is there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 construction process lah. Okay, this one you must know lah. Okay. Okay, the discipline in construction industry, which involve the technical aspect, knowledge, business, and also management. Usually, that is the discipline lah. It involve the technical knowledge, business, and management. They also must be in line with the technology development. Okay, so such as equipment, materials, and construction method. So for that, we look at the latest building technology lah in construction. Okay. So the term building technology, actually it refers to the technical process and methods which is used in constructing the building. This is a process lah, technical process and methods. Okay, which method you use to construct wall, for example, which method you use to construct stair, okay, roof, and so on. This is building technology. So this is the example of conventional or traditional method of building construction. So as you can see from the slide, now this one is the traditional method. So if we see the left picture, this one, the conventional method of constructing wall is by using brick. Okay? They lay the brick uh, they bind the brick using mortar. Okay, that is a conventional method. Okay, at the right picture you can see this is construction of building using structural framework. So this one also considered under the conventional or traditional method lah. So for this framework, it can be the material used can be concrete, can be timber or steel. So these are the example lah of conventional method. Okay, so this is the modern method or industrial methods. So which one you want to use, traditional or modern? Okay, so the latest technology lah, usually modern is the latest technology. For example, here for wall construction, this one is for wall construction. So you can see here, one example is the interlocking brick. So this is the interlocking brick. Okay, by using this interlocking brick, you actually can hire unskilled workers because the method to construct a wall is very simple, very simple. Okay, it's only need to the brick, the interlocking brick only need to be fitted to each other. It is like a Lego lah, Lego. Very easy for you to fit the brick. Okay, so it reduces the labor of cost, and also reduce the construction duration, okay, compared to the conventional brick. Okay, so this is example lah, one example. Okay, so just for your information, we actually have this interlocking brick teaching factory in our engineering faculty lah, to produce interlocking brick for house construction. Okay, so this is an example of modern method. Okay, this is another type of materials that can be used in construction lah. This one is timber composite. So composite here meaning that combination of more than one type of material. Okay. Timber is one material, but when you combine it with different material, then we call it composite. Okay. So the timber composite, yeah, they are made by binding strand, fiber or boards of wood. Okay. The strand, the fiber of wood, they combine it together using glue. Some type of binding agent like glue. Okay, so then it is known as man-made wood, or sometimes they call it manufactured wood or engineered wood. It depends on the application lah. Depends on the application of the product, the composite timber. Okay, so this timber composite, you can use it as joists and beams. So joists and beams, this one actually can be categorized under engineered wood lah, because it will carry loading. Okay, and also they are popular for railing, fencing, window, door frame. So window, door frame, this one usually is not engineered wood lah. So this can be categorized under manufactured wood. Okay, cladding and also landscaping work. Okay, so this is about timber composite. Okay, and here is the steel plates. Okay, steel plates where it has rods or bolts, which they are bonded into timber. So you can see here, this is rod or steel bar. They combine it with timber. Okay. Timber, so this one. Okay, so they combine it using adhesive lah, glue, high strength glue, okay, to produce concealed timber connection. Okay, this one. Okay, this one is also for frame lah. Okay. So the aim of building construction. So this one is equipment and instrument. Okay, the aim of building construction is to produce structure at a reasonable cost. So you want to produce a structure, you want to construct a structure, but you have to check the cost lah, whether it is reasonable or not. Okay, and also workmanship must be sound. Okay, good workmanship, and also the construction must be within the acceptable period. Okay, so that is the aim of building lah. Okay, and in civil, you need to plan each activity, need to select suitable construction method, and also you need to plan for construction equipment and machinery lah. So in order for you to make sure that the building can be constructed within acceptable period. And in civil engineering, plants, they are defined as mobile, this one, mobile mechanical equipment. That is, we call it as plants lah. Okay, and they are very extensive, ranging from a simple hand tools to a very expensive equipment. So we will look what are the equipment or tools used in construction. Okay, the benefit of using machinery in construction, there are many lah. Okay, number one, we want to increase the output. Okay, rather than you ask the labor to do the work, okay, let's say digging the soil, okay, it's better if you use machinery. Okay, so it will increase the output lah of that activity. Okay, and also reduce overall building costs. Okay, let's say when you want to do concreting work, okay, maybe you need 10% to mix the concrete. Okay, but if you're using mixer, for example, machinery, the mixer, then you can reduce the number of labor from 10 maybe to 2 only, 2 to 3 only. So this will reduce the overall building cost lah. Okay, and then you can carry out activities more economically. Okay, and then you can eliminate heavy manual works. Easy lah if you use machinery or tools in construction. And finally, you can maintain a planned rate of production. Okay, so also your construction duration can be controlled lah, completed within time. Okay, so these are the some of the example of tools that you can use lah, normally used in construction. Actually, there are many. Let's just give you some example. If you see the first one, this one is the typical electric drill. We use it for boring holes into timber, masonry, and metal. You drill hole, drilling holes. Okay, and then we also have sometimes you also use this air compressor to provide pneumatic pressure. Let's say you want to do gunnighting, where you spray the concrete on the slope, for example. So we need a compressor lah, for the concrete to be injected to the wall. Okay, and then cartridge hammer or guns. This one used for fixing material such as concrete and steel. This one is concrete vibrator. You use in compacting fresh concrete. After you mix your concrete, you place it in the formwork. You need to vibrate the concrete. So we use the machinery, additional concrete vibrator. So the purpose of concrete vibrator, actually, we want to remove the voids within concrete so that the strength of concrete is good. Okay, and then power float. So power float is used to produce a smooth, dense, and level surface finish of the concrete surface. Okay, so this one under earth moving and excavation plant. Okay, you can see here the bulldozer. This one usually we use it to push material like sand, soil, rubble during the construction. And here is the tractor shovel. This one is to scoop off loose material in elevate the bucket, and then you bring it to the position to deposit this loose material, the waste material. Okay, so you can use this tractor shovel. And then we also have this scraper. Scraper, usually it is used to move or remove dirt, gravel, or other material from the ground surface. Okay, first shovel, this one. This one usually used in excavation. It is actually an excavation machine to excavate any type of soil, including the rock. Okay, after blasting, you want to remove the rock, you want to excavate, so you use this space shovel. And then trench digging machinery. I think this one rarely used in Malaysia. I'm not sure of this one, trench digging trenches, but this one usually we can use it for laying pipes, electrical cables, or to install the drainage lah. Okay, that one is trench digging machine. Okay, so that's the example, some example of tools and equipments that we use in construction. Okay. And then the construction industry group, they are divided into building, which is vertical construction. So usually building, they consider as vertical construction lah. Yeah, because it includes construction project that stretch vertically. They stretch vertical, yeah, like apartment building, office buildings, skyscrapers, and other types of commercial building lah, considered as vertical construction. And this one is horizontal construction. So horizontal construction, they often relate to structure that are longer. So if the construction is longer, highway, airport, railroad, bridge, they consider under this, they classify under this horizontal construction. Okay, and other structural project that focus on transit, they are under horizontal construction. So these are some example of horizontal construction. Yes, railways, and they are built using different construction technologies and equipments. You can see here, this is the modern. This one is the, I think this is the modern and conventional trend. Okay, and also we have bridges. Okay, you can, in this bridge you can use timber. Okay, this one they use timber, or you also can use steel. This one is steel. I think this one is concrete. Okay, they're built using different types of material. Okay, and also that depends on the surrounding environment lah. You can see the bridge here, example here in the picture. This one is built above the sea. This one, okay, this one above the sea, near the mountain. This one near the mountain, and also and so on lah. You can see here. Okay, so that's all. Okay, oh, only 1 hour. Okay, so so any question before we end our class?
Hello, doctor.
Yeah.
So for land acquisition, whose responsibility it is, and where in the construction process it located?
For land acquisition.
Yeah, land acquisition.
Or land acquisition. Okay, land acquisition. Your question, who is responsible?
Yes.
Okay. Usually for development of this land acquisition, it will usually the land is when it is finalized, it will go under the federal government lah, through the Department of Director General of Land and Mines lah. Okay, they will process this acquisition of the specific land of the project lah. Okay. So the State of Director of Land and Mines Office, they were responsible for the land acquisition. Okay.
All right, doctor. Thank you.
Okay, so it depends on whether it is for public purpose, okay, for economic development and so on. Okay. Okay. Any more question? No more. Okay. No more question. Let me check your attendance. Okay. of 57 students. So 4 students is absent today. Um, okay, every time you absent, please give letter. Okay, absent letter because I need that one to justify your absence. Okay, because actually the attendance of the class lecture is 100%. Okay. No more question. Okay. So since no more question, um, okay, I will share the attendance list now. Okay, I will share the attendance list.